I'm a traditional naturopathic doctor. We work on the basis that the body has its own innate ability to heal itself. But sometimes due to stagnation and congestion in the body, it just needs some help to revitalize and renew itself. I have healed from cancer. In 2001, I was diagnosed with a rare form of muscle cancer that had literally eaten through the muscle in my back. And so the surgeons literally took muscle from the upper part of my back and literally moved it to my lower back. And with that, afterwards, I was in great pain. I could hardly move. And it wasn't until I got on a natural path, just looking for a way to overcome all of that. And the doctors were magnificent, but they just kept saying, Teresa, we've done all we can. And they didn't have any answers for me. But I knew that there had to be a better way for me to live my life, and that's what set me on a path to natural healing. A lot of cancer patients have ended up on my doorstep with kind of the same story of needing to put their life back together again after surgery, after chemo, after radiation. And not only them, but their life partner or their other family members who've been affected by the cancer as well. Their lives have been devastated. I have worked with a lot of women with breast cancer, and I've also done a lot of work with lung cancer. And it's the same sort of things of stress on marriage, stress surrounding scared children, and facing that immortality. Each person who comes into my office is treated as an individual. So even if somebody comes in with the quote-unquote same issue that the person just came in an hour and a half beforehand, each person is different. Each person's life circumstances are different. So I meet each person with where they are at that time. And so we spend, the first initial consultation is usually an hour and a half, and we spend a lot of time just talking about where that client is right now in terms of health and well-being and where they want to be in the future. And it's actually, that question usually stumps a lot of people because nobody's ever asked them, what does health look like to you? Because that could be different for me than to you than the next person. And then from there, once we have that picture of what health looks like for you, then we begin and we go backwards and figure out what sort of things the body needs. And when I talk about body, I'm talking the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spirit. What do all four of those need in order to be supported so that in that time frame, when you look in the mirror, you know that you've reached your health goals. A lot of times what happens at traditional cancer centers is they're told one or two things. The cancer's gone, we'll see you in 6 months, or there's nothing else we can do for you, kind of go home and make your exit plans. But there's so much more in between that. And to hear that the cancer's gone, come back in 6 months was wonderful to hear, but when your whole life has been devastated, where do you go from there? How do you get your life back? I am so excited to be part of Serenity. I walked into the office about a month ago, absolutely fell in love with the space, with the owner Deetra, and with the other practitioners, and to be able to come together as a collaboration to work with other practitioners is a dream come true.